Hello and welcome to the High or Lows podcast, a new Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast set in the world of Taraz. I'm Phil Martin, your Dungeon Master, and with me is Laurie.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
And we also have Fletch.
Hello.
And plus we have Liz.
Hey there.
Mimbo.
I am definitely not asleep.
And Ash.
Welcome.
So, previously on the High or Lows podcast, our group got to know each other a bit better as they were healing their wounds after the previous battle. Barakas remained unconscious, having fallen in the spider encounter, and was carried by Thistle to the abandoned campsite that encountered earlier. Chuck cleaned everyone up using his magic and helped get a fire going, as Tweak worked on his mechanical automaton that had been damaged by the descent down the chute. Thistle and Callum ventured back to the mushroom forest to gather something that could burn reliably, and they heard more unidentified groans as they ventured back to the group. After a time, Barakas awoke after recovering from the spider poison, and the group planned their next move. Realizing they were without a water source, they remembered the area around the chute was muddy, so decided to venture back in the hopes of finding water. As they returned back to their point of origin, they discovered the rat and kobold bodies had been removed and saw kobold tracks heading eastward, and this is where we will begin.
Well, bodies, they're gone.
Yeah. Tracks seem to be leading off east, which is a good thing if we're to head off north.
Yeah, I don't want to fight a lot of those little guys again.
They might have the numbers on us. I think so.
Well, I was actually thinking the opposite. I was thinking maybe we could ambush them and take all their stuff.
There is that too. You are right.
I don't know, we could, set fire to their tents at night and burn them to the ground while they're asleep, or...
Yeah, but if we do that and if we get away, well, then we have an X on our backs if they have other supporters down here.
And I would kind of feel better about that plan when I'm at my full health.
Of course, this would be...
Not quite there yet.
I was thinking maybe a little bit of recon, scout the place out a little bit, and set some traps, maybe? I don't know.
Definitely something to keep in the bag, I think, yeah.
For now, I think water's the pressing issue.
They might have tools and weapons. Let's get some water. Can you see me around?
Give me a survival check. You're not seeing any, but you are standing in muddy dirt. It's not super there's a fair bit of mud. You're not sure.
11 plus 1, 12.
So you're not really sure. It doesn't seem to be coming from the chute, although it's a little bit muddier there. It does seem to be muddier in the middle than it was from the south, but you're not really sure from the chute area alone where the water source is.
I will get a feeling of that kind of air or that wind that I felt before, see if it's the same and consistent, or has it changed?
Yeah, you could do a perception.
Perception or survival? Either way.
I think this would be perception to feel the air.
Cool. All right. Coming up. 7 for me.
Yeah, you're not really sure. It doesn't... it feels about the same as before, but it's probably died down just a little bit. It's a bit calmer now. You're not really sure where the wind is stronger or weaker from.
We have
Yes.
to find it the old-fashioned way.
Indeed. Let's just have a bit of a look down this northern tunnel. Even towards the tunnel, the entrance to the north, does it get wetter by any chance?
Otherwise, we'll just keep plowing on.
You're investigating the northern tunnel specifically. It does seem to be getting muddier as you go towards there.
It's a great sign. It's getting muddier this way, so good memory, Barakas.
Yeah. Hopefully it leads to something. Let's form up because we don't know what's on ahead.
So this is only a smaller tunnel. This one's only 5 foot wide.
Thistle, from what I understand, you're not seeing too great in these tunnels, but you are very good up front. We've seen. Maybe I'll take point. This darkness is not really bothering me too much.
I can just light a torch and I'll be fine.
Can, but if we can see with a torch, things can see us quite well in here as well.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Doesn't bother me either way. Just do what you think is best.
So what are you doing? Are you heading down the north tunnel?
Yep. Heading down the north tunnel.
Okay. So who's following? So yeah, you got Baracus taking the lead. May as well get a marching order.
I'll go after Baracus.
Okay. Yep. And who's going to go next?
Well, I might as well take up the rear, at least.
Okay. So we just got Tweak and Chuck in sort of third and fourth position.
Yeah, I'll go third.
Yeah, because it is quite a narrow tunnel. This one.
Guess I'll bring up the rear.
Oh no, I'll go behind you. Kind of
enough.
good to have someone in front of you.
Do you think we should remove our footprints from this mud? Perhaps I could. And you might want to drag my automatron through our footprints. I'm not sure. It just is muddy, and we're probably leaving our evidence behind.
Yeah, that could work. I was just thinking about kind of walking on the balls of my feet as best I can, but I'm still gonna make an imprint. If you drag something along, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll drag it behind me then. If everyone tries to stay in the same footholes or footfalls, shouldn't be too bad, I think.
Okay, give me a survival check just for how well you're doing at like obscuring the tracks. Because you only planned this when you were halfway through the mudroom, so like assume are you gonna go over the shoot room, or there's a lot of tracks in here anyway, because you had the fight in here and you moved around a lot during that, and then the Cabal tracks are everywhere.
I don't think it's going to matter too much. I rolled a 4, so 8.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you probably just decide there's just too much going on in this room. You just do a token effort, so it doesn't. So you just sort of smooth it out the way you're going, at least towards the northern tunnel. But you're not too concerned about the southern tunnel and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start heading down the northern tunnel, and you do know that the temperature does start to drop as you head down this tunnel. And there does seem to be a feel of moisture in the air that you didn't really have before. And it doesn't take too long, in fact, before the tunnel starts to have a bit of a gradient going down. There's a crack in the floor and the sides of the tunnel, and it looks like it was going down, and it looks like it's fallen and is going down this way. And as you do, you actually do start to notice that it's just a little bit slick. Not particularly slick, but there's just a little bit of moisture in the air, and yeah, you do sense that there will be water up ahead.
I mean, I will kind of take some of those traveling clothes that we have.
Not traveling clothes, you just have jumpsuits.
I remember we picked up some rags. I can't imagine that they're very clean.
It's just the jumpsuits, yeah.
Okay, just what we're wearing. Okay.
Oh, you picked up more of them though.
Okay. Hey, Chuck, can you do that nifty little trick you did before on one of these suits? To perhaps clean one of these suits. I'd like to pick up some of the water off the walls, or whatever this liquid is off the walls.
It's more on the ground that you're noticing that there's a little bit of moisture.
Okay. It's hard to separate from the mud. Okay, never.
And it's a
Never mind.
very mild gradient going down now.
Let's move on. I think most of this water is underneath our feet, and no way of picking that up. I don't think. Let's just hope there's a water source down there.
Well, as you continue descending, you do start to notice a bit of a smell, almost like tepid or somewhat tepid water.
You smell that?
I thought it was you.
It's the smell of water, underground water. We may have to treat this water. Who knows what bacteria and little things lie in them.
Do you have any contraptions for that? Just good old boiling. We have enough of it.
I suppose I could bend some things into shape. I'm not sure how we could do it.
Maybe you can think about it over the night.
We could just drink it and try our luck, I guess.
Are you guys having this conversation as you continue walking, or have you stopped?
No, we're walking.
So it doesn't take you very long if you continue walking on. That you basically there all of a sudden there's another crack, and the gradient becomes much steeper, and ahead of you it descends into water. But you can tell that it is not particularly clean.
Is it flowing?
It's not flowing at this point, no.
Stagnated water.
Stagnant water.
I'm sure it's got lots of little nanits in them.
Yeah, that's probably not the best thing to drink. We can find something to boil it in. However.
I mean, I'm fine with a bit of tepid, nasty water. Keep you alive.
This one might. The cure could be worse than the disease. Can you prestidigitation this water? Will that work? Probably not.
You make it taste good, but not be clean.
You haven't met many tieflings then, have you? Then?
No, I have not actually.
We've been. Some of us have been said to have constitutions of the infernal. Let me just say.
That's all good for you, but what about me?
Oh, you I wasn't talking about.
Gnomes are certainly not renowned for their constitutions.
I don't think I would deal with that very well either.
To be honest, I don't feel really thirsty, but I thought it wouldn't have to have a bit of water on me to keep clean.
It's water.
To keep you clean.
Yeah, this water, it's not the dirtiest water you've ever seen, but it does seem like it needs some sort of treatment. But it's not salt water, so it is potentially drinkable.
And by now, our stored water's pretty much gone.
You've got a little bit left to give you all a drink before bed, but yeah, you'll be running out soon.
Is it as we kind of traverse down this thing? Does it feel like we're in danger of kind of slipping a trip hazard here? Should we kind of think about something?
Not where you are, like you know, like the gradient, like the water is fine, but if you were to step into the water, it does start to get deep quickly.
Cool.
So yeah, you do you could finish up your water or pull all whatever remaining water you have in one of your skins or something, and then you'd have a few things. I don't know. You don't have a lot of containers though right now.
Or would it be just worth drinking what we have left?
I mean, yeah, if you drink it all today, you won't suffer. You won't have any effects until at least tomorrow.
Well,
depending on how this water goes.
I'll definitely drink mine because I've taken some sips already today out of mine, so my water skin is already half empty. At least fill one up there.
I don't think we've really got enough for one each. We only do have 3 water skins, I thought.
So you had 4 because you recovered 1, but I could be wrong.
Oh, we might. In that case, that works out a bit better. I'll drink my water and go. Well, I suppose pass it up forward. Oh no, it's 5-foot tunnel, so I could walk beside someone without too much issue.
I do have this mess kit here, which from what I understand might be a kind of a container I could close.
The mess kit is it's like a plate and like a cup. So there is like a cup, but it's not like a sealed box. It's like a box with it's like a camping knife, fork, cup, bowl sort of kit.
Oh, so it's something that we could boil water in.
Yeah, well, shallow bowl at least. Yeah, it's all metal.
It could be done. It might not look so nice if you do a lot of it with this method.
I mean, I've got a cooking pan. It's that might be what we're in need of here.
Yeah, well,
might have to just do it in chunks.
And then maybe get Chuck to clean it out in between goes. Better than nothing, I think.
Well, it tastes good, but you can live off it.
Well, it sounds like a plan. I've got a mess kit of my own.
That will at least allow us to boil a lot more water. I suppose we should drink our flasks now, do you think? Get our fill? I mean, we have the fresh water already in our skins.
Yeah, well, probably worth just to get it all in your stomach. It's better in your stomach than sitting anywhere else.
Let's take a swig. Who has the water skins?
Me, unless we split them at an earlier date.
I think Chuck had 1, you had 1, and I think another one was found. Maybe there's only 3. High or lows, somebody?
Ash, go.
Oh, what do you think? I think highs.
Guys? You find a 4th water skin.
Oh, thought there was something digging in my back. We have another one.
Is it full?
High or lows?
Someone else?
Lows.
It is not full. This one was empty.
Oh, well, we can fill that up at least with this contaminated water. And maybe we'll pass a water skin around and get a good drink of that, and then fill that one also.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll prepare to raid the K-Rolls.
So ahead of us, are we kind of descending into water, or are we alongside it?
You're sort of it goes. You're looking into it. It goes down. You could it's deep. You could swim. You could start exploring, but you don't know where. You don't know how far it goes.
Hey. Looks like this tunnel is going to leave us into a dark swim. I don't know where it will lead.
I mean, not too big of an issue for us two, but I don't know about the rest. But
We all ready for a fight if it comes to that?
No?
In the dark. Fire spells may not work so well.
I'll I don't think we need to search through this too much.
I think we'll just see what we can see here, fill up our skins, maybe head the other way. We came here to get water, we found it.
Yeah, pretty much.
As you're filling up the skins and you're getting the final one filled, you sense something moving in the water. Something as large as you.
Nope.
I feel like now's the time to make a tactical retreat.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't think I have the materials to fight this battle.
Yeah, already backing off.
Could be a fish.
And it might not be a fish.
Well, it's also a very big fish since it's the size of us. We have enough food for now. I don't know if we want to push our luck here.
We'll start backing off.
I think Callum's already gone. If you're just starting backing off now.
Yeah, I'd call down the hall like, come on. You got water to boil.
Yeah, I'm starting to head off too.
Yeah, he's already like 50 feet further back up.
If I don't hear them coming, I'll probably stop for a bit. I don't want to go out in that cabin by myself.
Okay.
So, mushroom soup?
Mushroom soup or kobold surprise?
You don't have any kobold.
So mushroom soup it is.
Yeah, so you did collect those food mushrooms earlier, and you do have this water now.
Kobold surprise is more do we take the eastern tunnel and find out what we will find out?
I think I'd rather kobold surprise for dinner tomorrow.
Fair enough. So you guys just going back to the campsite that you had your short rests at?
Yes.
It's probably the safest place to go here.
I'm assuming you left all your like burnable mushroom wood there as well.
Yeah, is there any other wood that we didn't use that was laying around?
You got enough for like a solid fire all night when you went and gathered. There is like more wood there, but a lot of it's like too moist for burning tonight.
Okay.
So yeah, you moving with haste back to the campsite this time, or how are you moving?
Yeah.
I'm moving quickly.
Yeah. If you move quickly, it doesn't take you a long time to get there. Like if you're like going at like a jog, probably like 15 minutes, and you can get back to the camp.
More like a brisk walk.
20 minutes. You get back there, like the coals are still hot from when you put the fire out.
Chuck, do you want to light it up so we can boil this water?
Am I the only one with firebolt?
I think one person took theirs away. 'Cause I think they had their cantrips wrong.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I thought that's why I thought like there's definitely one of us that has other firebolt as well. In that case, I can use precipitation to light a fire. Firebolt seems a waste.
You can.
Probably more appropriate as well.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to hit something and like actually like make it go up.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the coals are still like hot, so like it's easy to do so. So yeah, it doesn't take you long. It takes you a matter of seconds to get a fire going, and you can throw some more wood on it. And what do you do next?
Well, I'll get my cooking pan out.
I don't think it's a full cooking pan, or maybe just a very basic one. So it will take you some time to do it this way.
I mean, it sounds like we have 2 meskets, so shouldn't be terrible, I hope.
Maybe I can put the cup on top or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Give me an intelligence check for like how well. I feel like it's intelligence for how well you set up like a water purification setup.
Okay. Well, survival is a wisdom-based kind of thing, but either way, it
I can help him.
makes.
Yeah, I think that's an argument for survival. Oh, you can make it a survival. Yeah, and you can have advantage if this was helping.
Cool. So needed that with a 12.
Okay, so you set something up. It's not particularly efficient, and you're gonna have to keep coming back to it quite regularly to ensure there is so that it like gets stirred and and then you reset it with some more water. But yeah, you use some of like the cloth from the jumpsuits. It's like a filter to get out the worst of the gunk, and then you set up like the cups to be boiling and the pans. But they're all quite small containers, so you'll just have to refresh them a lot.
Okay. Oh well, looks like we'll have to do this. So we can move on.
Hey Chuck, do you still have any of those daggers lying around? Do you mind if I have one?
Oh, I have 6. I'll pull one out for you.
Thank you. I'm gonna do a bit of whittling.
They are bone daggers, but they're good bone daggers, good quality.
Well, I just want it hard enough to chop through some of this mushroom wood. Just kind of carve a bit of a thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to give a wood carving check to see how well it's going?
Sure. So that would be, what do you reckon? Would that be a wisdom thing, a dex thing?
Dex. Let's go Dex.
Much prefer that. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Like you have to keep working on it for a while, but yeah, you can start getting into it. Like so, it'll, yeah. I'm assuming you guys at this point you're all starting to get a little bit tired. It's been a long day, so you're all starting to feel a little bit fatigued. It took you a little bit of time to set up the water filtration and purification setup as well.
I miss home.
Where's that?
Very far from here. It was quite beautiful, but then it got demolished. And being down here is just making me miss it and miss my family.
You have a big family?
Only a small family. Had a mother, father, younger sister who went missing, and my great grandmother I was quite close to.
How long do your sort of type live for?
For a very long time, depending on how lucky we are.
So it's
But
like,
I'm in my 90s.
Goodness. I can relate to that, I suppose.
Is that old?
Old enough.
What are you whistling over there? Quite well, I must say. Can given your condition, I guess.
It's just something that's inspiring. I don't know. I've just had something in my head for the last while. It's just, yeah. I pass it to you, and if you knew what a druidic focus would look like, you might start to see the workings of one. It just kind of, it's just made out of the mushroom stalk, but it's kind of just like a carved, just a almost like a wolf head, a wolf sitting up, And it looks okay, but it's obviously not finished.
Might I know like what Callum is kind of whittling, like that? What kind of check to kind of see that it's a possible holy symbol? Because I am familiar with holy symbols, remember? But druidic. I'm guessing I know little of the druidic.
Oh, sorry. I think I would go history or religion.
Go for a it's an 8 religion to then sort of thing over it.
You've heard of totems and things of that nature. It doesn't look like any totem you recognize. It's definitely not a holy symbol. You haven't really encountered a lot of druids on your travel.
Indeed. I mean, it looks like a trophy or something that you're whittling away, but perhaps show me once it's done. I should like to see it.
Not a problem. I just take it back and just keep whittling.
So what's everyone else doing? As you're all starting to so what are you doing for the food? Are you actually going to make a mushroom soup?
Well, do the people in the party, would they like me to cook it, or does somebody want to raise their hand?
I mean, do you want to cook it? You don't have
I'm
to.
happy to cook. It might distract me from my thoughts.
It's worth noting that Thistle is covered in mushrooms, and has been for some time now.
Were you a good cook back home?
I like to think that I was. Nobody died from my cooking.
It's definitely a plus.
And I put my hand up to risk this meal, whatever it may be.
Alright.
So, I mean, you've got the mushrooms you picked earlier. You've got this water that you're purifying. It's a bit of a slow process, but at this point you'd have a little bit of water, clean water you could start working with. You've got the rations, which are mostly like biscuits and salted meat and dried fruits. What else might rations be that you would have gotten?
So we could make a pretty basic shit stew. Just put in some of the dried meat and maybe a little bit of the bread to kind of thicken it a bit.
I'll break it up. I'll break up the rations a little bit and mix it in with the mushroom and whatnot.
Yep. So, how many servings are you making?
I'll make enough for the party.
Is that including yourself?
I'll put some aside for myself and see how I feel about trying to eat this and go from there.
So, I mean, I suppose the thing is, you guys have already eaten some of the rations and stuff today, but it's been a long day. So, we'll just say, like, I know you got some of the mushroom rations and some of the other. So, we'll say mark off 4 rations, and you'll have, like, a good meal. We'll attempt it. Are you proficient with cooking supplies, cooking tools?
No, I'm not, but I'm
Okay.
willing to give this a go.
I'd say it's going to be a straight wisdom check. It feels like it feels like Callum was giving a little bit of help, so we'll say with advantage.
Well, that's a 19 on my first throw.
I suppose Callum's had experience like trying to scrounge up a meal in adverse conditions with limited supplies.
And a 19 sounds like it'll be bloody tasty.
Yeah, you managed to use some of the cured meat to get like a saltiness. Like you break it up with some of the daggers and like you just chop it up, and that gives a little bit of a saltiness, which goes with the mushrooms. And then, as you say, you crumble up some of the biscuits to sort of thicken it up. And then like you even just like chop up a little bit of the dried fruit just to give it like a little bit of extra tartness, and it works.
Sweet. So I fix it up, and once it's all cooked, I serve it out to the party, and I try to eat it myself.
Thank you.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw. Liz.
That's a 7.
You start eating the soup. And by about the third thing, it's starting to feel queasy, and then you just vomit it up. You're just vomiting up this mushroom soup.
Okay.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
By
Right
now,
there.
by now we've all had a few mouthfuls as well, I assume.
Yeah, and it tastes good. It's like it's fine. It's one of the better mushroom soups like from the front lines you've ever had, and you've had a few.
Must be like cannibalism or something.
Oh God. Are you all right, Hazel?
I think so. I don't know. That's so weird.
Maybe you should lie down. We don't know what this thing is. You said you were feeling a bit off before.
Yeah, true. Feeling okay. Once I started eating that, it just started to wake its way back up. I don't know.
Kind of would
But
be a bit of a detriment if you drop down dead now. I need you.
yeah, no, I'm gonna go and find a quiet spot to rest. But enjoy your dinners, please.
It's bloody good. I say with my mouth half
Quite
full.
delectable.
You're all just eating like out of cups and like just a bowl. Like there's not enough spoons and it's soup, so it's a weird meal.
I'm eating it with my hands.
Cup of soup is fine by me.
But yeah, you enjoy this meal. It's not bad. It gives you some replenishment. Let's give everyone 3 temporary HP. Except for Thistle. Thistle, you don't get it.
Wonderful.
Bugger.
But you gave it to them.
Essentially
True.
gave us 12 hit points total.
I feel like you guys put effort into that meal and should be rewarded as such.
Really interesting.
I wonder if the mushrooms are kind of like beef. You know how if you get like a certain portion of the beef, it tastes more tasty. Like if you start plucking around the rump area, do you think it tastes different from like the ribs?
It must, right? These things are living organisms, I'm sure. Might have different portions.
You did see a wide variety of mushrooms, even in just your quick exploration of the mushroom forest. And it seemed to go on for quite a ways, so there could be all sorts of things to discover in there.
Maybe there's mushroom that tastes like beef. Now that I would be keen for.
I'm used to eating mushrooms. It's a big part of my diet for a long time.
I'm guessing beef wouldn't be a very common meat nowadays. Because there wouldn't be very much land to farm them.
No, unless you have, like there is still some sort of pastoral land, but yeah, it's a highly valued commodity. So unless you're rich, or have knowledge of the arcane to be able to get it, no, good meat is hard to come by.
So it's very likely the last time I ate it was in the wars.
It's like in like the outskirts or sanctuary, it's very much a case of like you eat whatever meat you can catch. So yeah, very much tweak. And Baracus would be used to eating pretty rough meat.
I know it's pretty hard to have cows on the ground. They don't last long. They like the sunlight and grass.
Imagine the profit you could get if you could find a mushroom that tasted like beef.
But yeah, so you've had your mushroom soup. You're starting to feel a bit fatigued after a day of walks of shame, exploring, battling, falling unconscious for some. You saw 5 fellow prisoners die earlier.
Yeah, we've seen too much death, and I'm getting tired. I suppose we should get some rest. That soup was delicious. Shall we take watches?
I
Yeah.
can take first watch so you guys can rest. I don't feel tired.
Just vomited everywhere. Surely you're not feeling that.
I
You need
Probably
rest.
should take first watch. I've avoided being hurt today, so. And I've also still got access to some sweet abilities.
Alright, well, you go first, I'll go second.
Yep. Wake me up after.
At my age, I'm an early riser. And that settles it then. I'll curl up and try not to get me killed. Or kill me.
Okay, so you've got a couple of bedrolls. Are you keeping the fire going, or are you going to let it die down a bit?
I think we're not dealing with barren snowland in here. Let's run the fire low tonight. Just coals, if anything.
I think that's a good idea, especially if it's been attacked once. If someone else takes a bedroll, I wouldn't complain. I've slept on the ground plenty of times.
You have the spare jumpsuits and stuff, like they're a bit like they're bloody rags, a little bit, but you know they're softer than the ground.
Yeah.
And then like there is like it's dirt, so it's not too bad, things considered. Okay, so Callum is in bed. Chuck is taking the first watch.
That's correct.
Okay, and everyone else is going to try to get some shut eye. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Let me have a look. Perception.
Also, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I like the second one a lot less.
With advantage? No, just a straight one, actually. The DC is low.
16 for the perception.
Okay.
Wow. I got a 3. I rolled a 3. My con is +3, so it's a 6.
Okay. You taking your watch, and you don't notice anything. You do notice that Thistle isn't falling asleep, which is a bit odd. Everyone else falls asleep fairly rapidly. And as you're thinking, why isn't Thistle falling asleep? You fall asleep. Thistle, you see this.
Yeah, I see Chuck falling asleep, so I just bring it upon myself to start my watch.
Yeah. So basically, about an hour into Chuck's watch, he fell asleep and there's just yawned and sort of stretched, and then just sort of So you can get up and take a watch.
I move over closer to the entranceway of this cabin and keep my watch out and try and get my ears open for any potential noises.
Okay, give me a perception check.
21.
In the silence of the caves, you hear the occasional groan in the distance, the occasional chitter. But nothing seems to come close to your vicinity. Nothing close. Nothing you need to be too concerned by. It's all in the far distance. New sounds of the night of this place that you'll have to get used to.
Yeah.
But time passes. Chuck, give me another Constitution saving throw.
Even worse than the last.
You continue to be asleep. Chuck doesn't really wake up from his you just let him sleep.
I try to rouse him.
I mean, to be fair, just so you got this, Chuck is a teenage boy. Just so you're fully aware of that.
Oh, I'm aware. I mean, he can man up.
Yeah.
He can learn something here.
Yeah. So you wake him up.
Yeah, I try to wake him up.
Yeah, you do so. Chuck, you get roused, shaken awake by Thistle.
Oh, what happened?
Fell asleep on watch. Luckily, I was awake.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, lucky I was awake. Otherwise, something could have happened to us.
Indeed.
So, do you want me to do watch with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't you need sleep?
I don't feel tired. I couldn't turn off.
That's odd.
Yeah, there's a lot of odd things about me today. But let's just keep our ears and our eyes out for anything that might be even weirder.
Fair enough.
So you guys take the remainder of Chuck's watch together. Chuck, you continue to be tired. Give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage this time.
This is okay.
You're fine. You'll be fine this time, surely.
Yeah, I'm fine. 15 plus 3, 18.
Yeah, with the occasional conversation with Thistle, because you like to talk sometimes, just to keep your mind ticking. Just having the occasional check-in partner. This time is able to keep you awake, and you do not fall asleep, and you're able to finish up your watch. I believe Callum was next.
Well, I see Chuck fell asleep and I go to rouse Callum.
My turn, I take it.
Yeah, and little question. I saw you whittling earlier. When you have time, do you think you can maybe make me like a weapon or something to make me a bit more efficient in battle?
Yeah. What do you use?
Anything like a club of some sort? I don't know. Just use your creative vices.
I mean, if the watch is quiet, might even get it done today. I'd go over to the wood pile, and is there anything that could be used as a club? I don't know if there's anything that big that we got.
High or lows?
Highs.
Unfortunately, no. You think back, some of the wetter wood or wetter mushrooms that were still wood-like would actually make pretty decent clubs. Like it's mushroom with like a tip, so it's like a big, heavy bonking bit at the end. But you didn't grab any of those because they wouldn't be great burning wood.
Yeah, well, I'd just look over to Thistle because I mean I might have taken a few minutes to do this. Has she gone to sleep?
No.
I kind of just bump you and just none of the wood here is any good for what you want. Some of the stuff we saw back in the cabin might work, but I don't think we can really go grab that right now. Maybe in the morning.
That's fine. Maybe in our travels if we find something.
Yeah, well, I'll keep an eye out for it for sure.
No, I would appreciate it.
I'll keep 2 out. Go back to my watch.
Funny.
So Thistle, what do you do? Like you're still not feeling tired.
In the corner just trying to rest because, well, since I can't turn off.
Yeah, you just you close your eyes. You have dreams of weird things you can't quite identify. Actually, give me not even dreams, like wake, because you're not falling asleep. It's like waking dreams of people you feel you recognize but can't place. Faces, different things. Your mind feels scattered.
Okay. Probably because I was thinking of my family earlier. This is coming up.
Yeah. You're thinking about something in the far, far past. But yeah, you are unable to get
Okay.
sleep.
Okay.
Callum, why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay.
Before I go to bed, I'm gonna use my pinch of sand, and I'm gonna cast sleep on Thistle.
Okay. Roll the 5d8.
Okay, give me 1 second. 17.
Thistle, do you have more than 17 hit points remaining currently?
No.
Okay. Can you be put to sleep?
Apparently I can't.
That does not work.
Okay.
Although
I make a
Um,
mental note of that
I
and then I
think
go to bed.
I think you might actually put yourself to sleep. How many hit points do you have?
I'm not leveled up yet, right?
You're still level 2.
Yeah. So less than 17.
Yeah, let's just say it's funnier this way. You basically cast a spell and just fall back asleep.
Great.
Perfect.
Worked.
I might have actually seen this, because while checking out this shit, I did roll a 22 on perception.
Yeah, you definitely would have seen it. You would have heard the little muttering of magic. I was assuming there's a verbal component to sleep. And yeah, spell seemingly. Well, you're not sure if that's what Chuck was trying to do or not.
He did something and then he fell asleep.
You notice very much that Thistle is not asleep. She continues to be awake. She's like just squirming a lot and like sighing and stuff. You hear the breathing is different from a sleeping person.
Probably wouldn't bother her too much during my shift.
Actually, now that you're thinking about it, and with that perception check, you notice that Thistle is not breathing.
But awake.
Yeah. Probably then, like, if that's kind of clicked in my head, I probably would walk over to her and just kind of nudge her and just ask her, Thistle, are you dead?
No.
It just occurred to me, you don't breathe.
I thought I did.
Well, you haven't for the last 30 minutes of my watch. It's kind of started bugging me.
Do you want me to not breathe somewhere else?
No, it's not bugging me in that way, but it's just more weird. I'm pretty sure furbolgs need to breathe.
Oh, like I said, I thought I was.
You were earlier, but I think when you sort of tried to sort of turn your mind off, at some point you stopped. And it was only noticeable because like you can definitely hear the breathing of the rest of the people of the camp. So it just became noticeable in this moment. You can still push air using your mouth. You just sometimes
Okay.
just sometimes don't.
I mean,
I love how nonchalant you are about this. It's like, I thought I did breathe.
Well, I thought I did.
sounds silly, but try holding your breath.
Okay.
And I mean, just as long as you can. I'd kind of be standing next to her, but keeping an eye out of the entrance. Well, an ear out, really.
I mean, how long do you attempt to do this for, Thistle?
Oh, I guess I just continue holding my breath.
Yeah, I mean, it quickly dawns on you that you do no longer need oxygen and breathing to function. And you can do this indefinitely, and it causes you no discomfort.
Interesting.
It's definitely something different.
I've always been told that when I was a kid. But maybe it was in a different context.
Yeah, I think the context might be a bit different there.
If only I had my my journal on me with all my medicines, I might be able to pinpoint what's wrong. I should go back up the front and keep an ear and an eye out.
Yeah.
That's more important.
Let me know if there's anything weird. Yeah, I'd just walk back up to the front of the cave and keep an ear out.
Yep. Nothing eventful happens. You hear like every now and then one of those groans in the far distance, the occasional skittering, but don't notice anything. And your watch ends.
Okay. From memory, it is Tweak next.
Yes.
So I would just go over to Tweak, wake him up, and just kind of whisper in his ear to just keep an eye on Thistle. Something weird's going on. She seems okay, but just something different.
She's growing mushrooms out of her body. That's quite different.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to bed. Night.
Good night and good morning, Giznat. How did you sleep? I hope I didn't crush you last night. What's that? Yes, I don't know these strangers. They're all a bit weird, aren't they? Yeah, but I suppose we're trapped down here with them, so I guess we better keep a lookout. I take a look around. Is there anything trying to kill us?
Give me a perception check. And what's Thistle doing? You cannot sleep, but you can lie there.
I'm just resting. I'm just closing my eyes, just trying to rest, trying to turn off.
Okay.
5.
Okay, so Thistle, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. So a disadvantage. That's actually 23.
Okay. With a 23, you hear voices coming from down the hallway. Very quiet, but you know that you just almost imperceptible. You hear voices and footsteps.
I quietly get up and I go to Tweak, saying, "I can hear something."
You know when you don't sleep, you start to hear voices in your head after a while.
Well, I don't know if they were in my head or if they're actually here, but I heard something in here.
Can I hear anything? I can't hear anything.
Perception. Give me a perception check with advantage now that you're like listening to something specific.
8.
You're still not hearing anything. This'll give me a perception check or just a normal one.
I like stick my finger in a big chunk of gunk comes out of my ear hole. No, can't hear
You really
anything.
need to clear your ears. You might be able to hear better. But I got a 14 for perception that time.
Just because you were still focusing on them, you can still hear them. It sounds like several. You're not sure how many, but it sounds like several footfalls. So more than one individual.
I guess you better rouse the other people. You look kind of concerned.
I am concerned. Why don't I keep an ear out, since obviously your ears are full of crap that will get cleaned up. But would you mind waking up the others?
Giznat hasn't cleaned my ears out for a while. I'll rouse them, yes.
You let a cockroach clean your ears?
You're very good at it. I just start going around and shaking some of the companions awake. We have guests.
What direction?
I don't know. I couldn't hear them. I think she's going crazy just between you and me.
Yeah, possibly, but even so, can you rouse the rest? I don't want to move too much if we are being surrounded or something is upon us.
Well, there's only one entry point to this area unless there are hidden ones. Give me a perception check though, Baracus, now that you're awake.
Yep.
So I got a full rest, didn't I? I can get my...
No, quite. Technically, you still need the full 8 hours.
But I was last watch.
Yeah, but the watch is part of the rest.
Uh-huh.
So you just need to finish this and then finish like a little bit more, and then you'll have it.
But as long as this combat doesn't go on an hour, we should be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It won't. So what was that, Ash? Your
So
perception?
12 for perception.
Yeah, you're not sure if you can hear anything at first, and then you hear the unmistakable sound of some sort of blunt instrument hitting something else, and you know that there are something coming towards you down the tunnel. And I think that's where we'll end this episode. as some unidentified group is coming towards your group. Feels like a good spot.
Hooray!
That's it for this episode of the High or Lows podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, you can find us on Twitter at High or Lows with underscores between the words, or you can find me at Feepster.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a 5-star rating and review, which is one of the best ways you can support us. You can also join the discussion on our Reddit and Facebook pages, or even our Discord server, and maybe play some games with us. Links can be found in the description below. Special thanks to Sirenscape for the background audio and Alex McPherson for providing the opening theme. I hope you can all join us next time as we continue on our adventure.